What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today, as you can tell, is Mystery Box Monday. But just one thing before I wanted to start, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that commented on Marie's special episode that I made for her. Due to everybody's lovely words, she is now back in action, back onto YouTube, making awesome inspirational videos for everybody to go and enjoy. So I'm going to leave a comment, a link to her videos down below, so you can all go over and subscribe and enjoy all of her content. She re-uploaded all of her videos, so there's plenty of hours of entertainment for everybody to see. So I'm going to start off the Mystery Box Monday episode now and get onto it. Alright, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of cars. The majority of these cars were between $1 and 50 cents. This was 50 cents. Most of them were around about 50 cents. So I'll start with this one just because it's so large. This is an unlicensed car hauler. Most of you might recognize the shape of it to look like an MAN or MAN truck. There is no licensing of any sort to it, just says made in China. Has a spare wheel at the base there, but it's a little bit larger scale. It doesn't really fit your Hot Wheels on there too well. They do fit, but it's just not the best look. But I did figure out that the Fast and Furious cars fit perfectly. How did I have this one before? That's right. Absolutely awesome. Fit two cars on there nice and comfortably. Sit that one up the back there. Alright, now we've got the large car out of the way. Let's go on with some other cars. Here we have a little Mini Cooper. It is a Matchbox. Oh, cool. I didn't even realise that was a Matchbox. I thought it was a no-name brand. Nice little red Mini Cooper. Bit of smudging of some sort. Bit of paint something. It's got good detail on it at least. But then again, being a Matchbox, it most likely would. Up next, we have got... Not even sure what this one's called. It was in a bundle. I just bought all of the cars for, I think it was about $3 for a whole bunch of cars, maybe 10 cars. Slingshot. Rightio. There you go. Slingshot. Next. No idea what this one is either. A Piranha. Matte black paint job. Kind of looks like a bit of a Mad Max kind of car. Like a Prius. Somebody Mad Maxed up a Prius. Pontiac Piranha. Well, there you go. Never heard of it. Up next, a Dodge Viper in a nice orange colour. Number 10 on the side. A lot of extra riding. Dodge Viper GTSR. Pretty cool looking model. Dodge Viper. That's awesome. Kind of looks like an S2000 up there. How funny. Up next is a car that I actually used to have in my life, and it was the worst car to drive in the world. The biggest piece of junk you will ever own. Don't ever buy a Hyundai i30. If you're going to buy any kind of Hyundai, buy the Veloster Turbo. It's the only one worthwhile buying. So that's a It's a welly, and I actually have 2 of them in here, both identical. Both pieces of crap. If you're thinking about buying a second-hand car, do not buy a Hyundai i30. Up next is a Cobra. Oh no, sorry. It's a Cunningham. Cunningham C4R. Cool. Does look like a lot like a Cobra. But it's a Cunningham. I don't really know the history of Cunningham. I do know that it is a real brand. That's about as far as I know. I know that it's a real car. Or a real brand of car at least. Put that up there. Getting a lot of blue cars out. Let's go for a red one. Got the Alfa Romeo. What's this one called? The 4C or something? Yep. It's a Matchbox Alfa Romeo 4C. Nicely detailed. Nice red colour. Very nice detail. It's actually in really good condition. It still looks to be in absolute mint condition, even though it was just thrown in this box without care. Like, quite literally, I just threw everything into this the other day. I kind of put it in and straightened it out, but that was about it. Up next, have no idea what this one is called. The roof really needs a polish. Pretty cool flame paint job on it though. Look at these wheels. It's a Hot Wheels, but what? These are the weirdest looking wheels for Hot Wheels I think I've ever seen. What's the copyright date on this? 2001. A ballistic. I think this is the first time I've ever seen these wheels. Comment in the section below if they've been used on anything else. Although I cannot recall anything which has these wheels. Up next we have another Dodge Viper in blue with a yellow stripe. Nice coloured paint job. Looks very 1990s. Matchbox written on the back. It's got some fairly decent weight for this. Oh, no way. It's got an actual metal base as well. Trying to see the date. 1996. That's awesome. Once again, I don't recall these wheels on anything either. Maybe I'm just having a bit of a brain fart and I can't recall anything. I don't know. Up next, Lamborghini Murcielago. And this one is a welly. Nice lime green or Kermit green. V12 6.2 litre. Nice detail on the back as well, nice and clear. Really good condition, this one also. Up next, we have got a car carrier of some description. This is a Hot Wheels Cabin Fever. And I noticed the shape of it. It was like a real old classic style. That's what I wanted it for. And then I realised it was a car carrier. So, we'll use it as a car carrier. And we'll put this one on it. Nice old Porsche 959. no actual brand written on it, but it's a very well done casting. Looks very nice. I'm not too sure who would have made this. It could have been a majorette, judging by the casting. It looks very familiar, but I'm not going to say that it was. It could have been any company for all I know. There you go, sits up there nicely. Up next we have got another Lamborghini. This time it is an Aventador Reventon Roadster. My mistake. Still in pretty good condition, not too many chips on it. Still always looks good because it's a Lamborghini. Up next we have one of these fatbacks Ford Cobra. I just laughed my head off when I saw this and I had to buy it. I think this one was actually $3, $2 or $3. It was one of the more expensive cars from the entire day. But just how cool is that, honestly? That's hilarious. Sit that there. Up next, Bone Shaker from McDonald's, I think. Yes, McDonald's. But it still looks pretty cool. Pullback car. This is also a McDonald's car. Yep, McDonald's. This one's the Velociter, I think. Not entirely sure. Next is a Ford which has been crashed. Ford Shelby GRI Concept. Maybe that's fixable. That'll go into the restoration pile, that's for sure. It looks cool. Up next, got a big four-wheel drive van. This one is a Hot Wheels. Does not actually say what vehicle it is, but it's really cool. Love these flames on it. Just nicely patinaed at the front there as though it's been bashing through the bush. A few scrapes there from some boulders. All in all, very cool, that one. Next is a Nissan Micra. No idea what this would have been from. Just says China on the bottom. But anybody who knows that this is a Nissan. Pretty cool. Moving on. Next we have got a very heavy old Porsche 959 twin turbo. Still in pretty good condition, even though it's got some mad scratches on there. But that's all good, I don't mind. Heavy metal base. With these weird moon disc kind of, I don't even know what they're called, to be honest. These weird looking wheels. Very cool. Next we've got an old Matchbox Pepsi stock car racer. Chevy Lumina, Chevy Pro Stocker. I used to have a whole bunch of these when I was a kid. Absolutely destroyed them. So when I saw that there was one in half decent condition, I bought it. I think this was only 50 cents. Definitely a very good one. Next, the Custom 77 Dodge van with this mad circle flame logo with all the other flames. Really nice pearlescent purple pearl, kind of like a chameleon kind of colour, how it changes from purple to blue. Really awesome. Bit of the bumper missing from there though, but that's cool. It'll make a great base for a custom if I ever want to customize this one, but I think I might keep this one as it is. I just love the paint job way too much. It just looks way too good. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gone from purple, pinky purple to blue. Up next is this thing, this mad dragster thing. Mad fast. That's really cool. It's like a 1960s sci-fi dragster. Really awesome car. I reckon it looks really, really cool. Big parachute on the back. But I do love my funny cars. Up next, the Dodge Charger Daytona, the tuned version. Really cool. This green olive kind of colour, flat colour. Absolutely awesome. I really like the Dodge Daytona. It's just one of the coolest, funniest looking cars that I think that there's ever been. Up next, the Roger Dodger. Look at that engine. That is like the coolest engine ever. Roger Dodger. 1970 copyright. I don't think it's from 1970 though. Not with those wheels or that paint job. But that's just awesome. That is just so cool. And see why everyone loves the Roger Dodger. That's mad. I want that engine to be put into all of these other cars. Yeah, I'll put it next to this pink one so it looks better. Alright. Up next is this mini Autopia promotional thing, 10th anniversary of some company. Not entirely sure what it does, if it did do anything, but it's a mini and it's tiny. Like, look how small it is compared to something else. It's more in scale of the original mini now. Up next we have got this funny looking car. This has got a really mad pink to purple pearl paint as well. You really can't see it. That's unfair for you guys, but just the colour on this is just beautiful. You can kind of see it changing, going from a really like orangey kind of colour on the screen to a pinky kind of colour. Really cool looking car. Can't remember what this one's called off by heart. I think it's the torque screw or something. No, that's not the torque screw, is it? No, I'm not entirely sure. It's just a fantasy car of some sort. But I wanted it purely because of the colour. Alright, up next, we've got an actual Cobra. It's got some crown on the back there. Cool old school wheels. Opening bonnet, or hood if you're an American. That's awesome. Doesn't actually say, but this one is actually a Cobra. Up next, we have got a fantasy car. Ballistic, isn't that another Ballistic? Okay, so now I have two Ballistics. Well, what do you know? Oh, World Wrestling Entertainment, WrestleMania. Okay, so this was a character car from some wrestling series. Rightio, moving on. Let's go for this one. It's a Dodge Charger police car. Yeah, see, this got a satin blue or a matte blue. Hot Wheels City Police. The chrome's come off the wheels, but that's perfectly fine. Plastic wing. It's actually really nice. Looks really cool. I do like how the silver is coming through the grille there. Looks really cool. Dodge Charger SRT 8. That's nice. Metal body, plastic base. Up next is the Star Wars car, Han Solo. I do have one of these in the card, but because it was only 50 cents, I just grabbed it from the market, just because means that I don't have to open my one up and destroy my one. But it's really cool. It looks like it's based on a Mustang. Pretty cool, and I do like having the gun on the front there. If that is a gun, or that's the biggest blower I have ever seen. That's a space supercharger, I guess. Up next is a Ferrari with some flames. A little bit scratched, but it's silver, so you can't really tell. Ferrari F50, metal body, metal base. One of the very few Ferraris that I own in my collection. I wasn't really collecting that much when Ferraris were under license, so I kind of missed out. Up next is a Triumph. We have a Triumph with no windscreen. I don't know whether that's intentional. I think it is intentional that there is no windscreen. Triumph TR6. Rally edition, I'm assuming. And we have a little miniature Ford Focus. Miniature Cars car. I think it might have been a Kinder Surprise toy. Not entirely sure. Next, we have this awesome car. No idea what it's called. Super... don't know, there's some hot glue. I can't get rid of that glue at the moment. I think it's super modified or something like that. But that's just so cool. Anyway, moving on. Next is another Ferrari that I got. This one is completely scratched up, but it might be a good base for a restoration. Ferrari F50. The wheels don't even want to move in this. Yeah, that's completely screwed. Alright, resto pile for that Ferrari. Next is a Corvette Stingray, C3 Stingray, Hot Wheels livery. Actually looks really nice and clean. There's nothing really damaging on this. It'll all clean up very well, which is really good because I love my Corvettes. Doesn't say what it is, but I can tell you what it is. It's awesome. Next is an Opel racing car. Not entirely sure what it is. Maybe an Astra. Ah, it's a Calibra. In Australia, this would have been called a Holden Calibra, because Holden uses Opels as their cars. We have the Holden Astra, which is a Opel Astra. I've got a whole bunch of them. I'm not going to start rattling them off. We'll be here for hours. Next is this half clear car, Hot Wheels prototype 12. It's completely see-through. It's only a little tiny bit of metal on this. Just this very top piece is metal. Everything else is plastic. Center driver's seat like a McLaren. Very cool. Kind of running out of room. Let's squash it all up. I've only got a few cars to go. Only a few. What have we got hiding? Alright, there's some cheap no-name brand with a lot of flashing around the window. But it kind of looked like a Corvette. I don't really care about that. And this thing here is most definitely a Kinder Surprise toy. Anyway, let's get on to the cool stuff. Like this. This is just too awesome. This was one of the more expensive cars that I bought. I think this was about $3. But just look at this. Absolutely awesome. Like, you can't get much cooler than this. I'd love to go monster trucking in an old car like this. It's an Oldsmobile or something. Oh, it's a Buick Riviera. How funny. Oh yeah, I can see it now. I just know that Matchbox and Hot Wheels both make monster trucks. One's the Mudstanger, one's the Olds 442. I'm sure that there's a few more. I don't even really want these. So they'll never be seen on the channel again, don't worry. Up next, we've got a Corvette Stingray. Beautiful silver blue kind of colour, steel blue. Nice retro style striping on the side. Absolutely awesome. That one looks really nice. And it's not scratched to buggery. It's actually in very, very good condition. Up next, I've got a Matchbox National Parks Forest Ranger with some satellite communications, some warning labels. You've got a bear. A panda bear? Okay. Not bad. Say a Dodge Ram. Is it? If it'll tell me. Yes, 2015 Dodge Ram. Very cool. And we've only got a couple of cars left. We'll get rid of this one because this one's actually... If I can get this in, there we go. This is our local food store, Woolworths, the fresh food people. That's our local supermarkets. Not as big as your Walmarts or your Krogers or anything like that, but this is where we get our groceries from. And this container has been put on the wrong way. There we go. Now the container's actually at the back. Chuck that over there. There's only 2 cars left, and I wanted to keep them both kind of for the last. They're both completely different cars, but this one here is the R32, the Nissan Skyline. It doesn't actually say. If you can hear that noise in the background, it's just the curtains blowing around in the wind. It's really windy here. But this is the R32 anyway, and I really like it because it's actually got the headlight removed for better airflow for your turbos. Would have been cool if it had a mad front mount hanging out there. It's missing the spoiler off it, but can't really do too much about that now. But what I can do, when I do go to customize it, because this is 100% going to be customized because it's a fantastic base, I'm going to smooth that over, get rid of it completely. Don't need to have a funny looking wing, or I might put a mad long drag wing, have the engine sticking out the front. Maybe I'll chop up that Roger Dodger for the engine. That'd look classic. Anyway, moving on, and now to the last car, the Phil's Burner drag car, and it's just so cool. It's just really one of the absolute coolest looking dragsters ever. Absolutely awesome. Got all your details on the back there. Can I get any closer? Yeah, you can read that. I can't read it, it's too small for me to read on this tiny screen, but I'm sure that when you're watching on your larger screens you'll be able to read it for me. But this is just so cool. I think it's like an old Ford Mercury or something like that. 49 drag Merc. Fantastic. And I can do this without hurting myself. That'd be awesome. There you go. Work smarter, not harder. Come on, get up there. There you go. And you've got your wheelie bars at the back there. So absolutely kick-ass car. Fantastic way to end it. All empty now. Put that away to the side. And there you go. Finish it off there. Let's just zoom in just a little bit. I know I'm going to knock off half the cars. Let's have a little bit of a scan and see what we bought. Wasn't very much. This was only like $20 worth of stuff, so I thought it was actually rather good. Very cheap, and to be able to get some really nice cars in the end, can't complain. So until next time, I hope you're out there collecting. I hope you're out there finding all those cool cars, not getting caught up into all the so-called hype, because it's just ridiculous. Go out there and find stuff that you like, collect what you like, and if you get a whole bunch of junk thrown in for free, doesn't matter. It's all part of collecting. You got to take the good with the bad. Just don't get forced into paying extra money for something that you don't have to. So until the next video, I hope you can find yourself some good stuff. You'll have to tell me on the comments whether you found anything really cool that I should be looking for. And yeah, have yourselves a great night. Bye.